Unless you're talking about the bridge and seaport. Even from the seats in the upper decks, you can see the seashore. Tailgate function with the carne asada. Just walk from the tribal building for the Padres, I'm on it. Yeah, cause for the 619, we'll knock you down. Anything for the Brown, put it on the town. Started back rocking the Brown. Ever since we've been knocking them down. Baby said she wanna go to the game. Taught her how to say Padre gang.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Talking Friars pregame show. NLCS game number 5, Padres season on the line. Down 3-1 to the Phillies here. What are we going to do? They going to lay down and they going to continue to fight? Backs up against the wall. What are we going to do here? I think they're going to continue to fight. I think this team believes that they're going to win this game today. But obviously, as fans, we're sitting here down 3-1. Probably don't feel like we're going to win this series, but the series is not over. On paper, it would tell you that the Padres aren't going to win this series, but they were able to beat the Dodgers 3 games in a row. Let's see if they can beat the Phillies 3 games in a row. When this team has had their backs against the wall, they have played really well. The Mets, backs against the wall. Joe Musgrove went out and shoved, and the offense scored runs, right? Game 2, can't lose that game. If you lose that game against the Dodgers, you'd be down 2-0, best of 5. You're not winning that series. They won that game. Game 4 against the Dodgers. You lose that game, the momentum's with the Dodgers. It's on their side. You have Arias for Game 5. You don't want to go back to Dodger Stadium. They win Game 4, come from behind, and take it. When their back was kind of against the wall there. And here, yeah, you could say their back was against the wall last night. Well, the offense scored 6 runs with the back against the wall. And the bullpen, for the most part, pitched well, other than Manaea. Their actual relievers pitched well. Their back is against the wall. Will Darvish come out and pitch well today? I don't think that there's a reason why he won't. Will the offense play better? Will they hit better against Zach Wheeler today? You would think that they will. I mean, they got one hit. That one hit by Will Myers, that guy, he's not in the lineup today. So it's going to have to come from other people than it did, obviously, in Game 1. But the offense, I mean, you had Soto with the big home run yesterday, finally. You had Manny homer. You had that early offense, get that early lead. The problem was you had Mike Clevenger on the mound. Today, you have your ace on the mound. So if they can get an early lead, a run or two, it doesn't have to be 4, right? That's too high of an expectation, too high of a bar, right? They got shut out by Zach Wheeler last time. I'll be fine if they can get a couple runs off of him. Hopefully they can get a couple of runs off of him early, and then Darvish has that lead and he can be confident and comfortable and just go after Phillies hitters. Look, the Phillies, they are hot right now offensively. Their bats are hot. Hoskins with 2 home runs last night. Harper with 2 doubles. Schwarber with the home run. So, look, it's not going to be an easy task, but Musgrove and Darvish, those are the 2 guys I want on the mound in a must-win game. Today's a must-win game, and one of those guys is on the mound. And the Padres, they have everyone in the bullpen available. I even think Nick Martinez would be available. Look, the season's on the line. Nick Martinez doesn't seem like the guy to me that's going to be like, no, Bomel, sorry, can't go today. That's not who he is. He's going to be available. Now, Bob will probably want to go to someone else, but he will be available today. I think everyone will be available. If Suarez and Hader don't pitch today, that is a failure on the Padres coaching staff. I don't care what the score is. Your season's on the line. They have to pitch today after Darvish. So everyone's going to be available. That's the good thing of yesterday is that Suarez and Hader weren't used. But again, you're saving your bullpen and you're down. You have to win 3 games in a row now, right? So if you're going to win 3 games in a row, those guys are probably going to be heavily taxed to get that done. So backs are up against the wall. I mean, the Phillies can say the same thing as we do, right? Have our ace on the mound, have our best relievers available today, and have a talented offense. Both teams can say that today. Who is it? Who's going to come through? Who's going to come up with those timely hits, kind of like in Game 3 where the Phillies did, the Padres didn't? Who's going to capitalize on the other team's mistakes? The Phillies capitalized on the Padres' mistakes last night. I think that's going to be the difference. So not a whole lot to talk about with the Padres bullpen situation because the backs are up against the wall. It doesn't matter how many pitches you threw yesterday, really. I don't think. Um, Suarez and Hader, they're available. Garcia, he'll be available. Martinez, he threw a lot of pitches last night. But again, I just don't see him telling Bob Melvin, no, I'm not good to throw in our most important game of the season. If we lose today, our season's over. So I guess that's the good news. Padres lineup is out. Phillies lineup is out. In terms of the weather, I believe that they're going to be playing in a little bit of rain today. Some drizzle maybe. There is chance of rain. It's probably going to rain. There was the tarp on the field. I don't know if it's still on the field right now, but earlier this morning, there were pictures of the tarp on the field. Major League Baseball has, I believe, provided an update that the game is going to start on. They're planning to start the game on time, so that's good. Don't know if there's going to be a delay, but it looks like they're going to try to play through it. Again, it's the weather, so things can change, but that's what the situation looks like right now in terms of the weather and stuff. Um, I'll get to the lineups, starting with Darvish and Wheeler. I'll get to your comments as well, obviously. Darvish last time out against the Phillies, obviously in Game 1. This is the Darvish that the Padres are going to need, I think, today. 7 innings, gave up 2 runs, only walked 1 guy, struck out 7. He gave up 2 home runs. He really only gave up 1 home run in my book. The Harper one, I mean, that's credit to Harper. It was a pitch, fastball up and out, and it was a fly ball to left, and it got out. The Schwarber one, yeah, that was a mistake by Darvish, and that ball was absolutely demolished. So, I mean, he gave up really 1 run there. Okay, even if you want to say 2 runs, he still pitched spectacularly. Gave up 3 hits. Zach Wheeler just was better than Darvish that time around, and hopefully things change, and it's the opposite this time around, but I wouldn't expect a lot of runs to be scored in this game. I'm just hoping that Darvish, he pitches a little bit better than Wheeler does. Kind of like how Wheeler pitched just a little bit better than Darvish did the other night. Wheeler, last time out, obviously that Game 1, 7 innings, gave up that 1 hit to Will, single to center, struck out 8, only walked 1 guy. It didn't look like he was, rearing back. It looked like it was coming pretty easy for him. Kind of same thing with, Darvish, you could hear grunts a little bit, but Wheeler's mechanics are just so good. And he has the fastball. He has those secondary pitches to work off. So just like the Phillies, how it's going to be a tough test for them against Darvish, it's going to be another tough test for the Padres against Wheeler. And the Padres, they're going with a different lineup than the one that they put out Game 1 against Wheeler. No Myers. It's Josh Bell that's in there DHing. So it's Profar leading off and left. Soto's in right field. Manny at third base. Crony is batting 4th at second base. So not 5th, but 4th. Bell is batting 5th, DHing. Brandon Drury batting 6th, playing first base. Ha-Sung Kim batting 7th, playing shortstop. Grisham batting 8th, playing center. And then Austin Nola batting 9th, and he is catching. There was no way Nola was going to get the day off today or anything. Darvish has pitched to Nola all season long. That was not going to change when the season is on the line. There were some people, including me, that I was like, maybe the day off is yesterday because you're not going to have the day off with Darvish pitching. But you want your best lineup out there, and Nola right now, he is the guy that you're going to put out there. If you want your best lineup out there, including the catching position, then Nola's got to be out there. You can rest in the off season. You can rest during off days between now and the World Series. If they win 3 in a row, like, your season's on the line. You can't have your second best options out there. You got to have your best guys. Myers, yeah, you got to hit off Wheeler, but I think right now they're going with power. They're going with Bell. Um, when relievers come in, he can switch to pitching as, or excuse me, hitting as a righty. He can. That's a lefty right now against Wheeler, and I think they like that with Wheeler being a righty. So they have back-to-back lefties when Wheeler's pitching with Crony and Bell hitting 4 and 5. Back-to-back righties, Drury Kim, but then you have the lefty with Grisham trying to spread out the lefties in the lineup. So there's no, obvious patch of, group of 3 hitters or whatever where you can bring in a reliever, a lefty to face 3 lefties or a righty to face 3 righties. Soto, Profar, top of the order there. They're going to be batting as lefties, obviously, against Wheeler to start it off. So this lineup against Wheeler will have 5. They'll have 5 lefties and 4 righties. So they're trying to balance it out, and you just hope that the results will be better than game 1. And if they can attack him early, if Wheeler doesn't have his stuff early on, he kind of feels like a guy like Darvish. I mean, I haven't watched every Zach Wheeler start this season with the Phillies, but it feels like to me he's someone who, settles in. If you can get to him early, that's great, because if you don't get to him early, then you're not going to get to him at all. That's kind of how Darvish is. So that's a key for you on the mound. Don't allow the Phillies to get to Darvish early. If they do, and they have a good first inning like they had a good first inning against Clevenger last night, that might be a problem. Especially with Wheeler on the other side of things, and the Phillies having Sir Anthony Dominguez and Jose Alvarado ready to go. And they'll probably be able to pitch multiple innings today if needed, or at least more than 3 outs from both of them. And I think Eflin will be available for them. So yeah, it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be a very good matchup. I'm interested to see if the Padres can get right to Suarez and Hader after Darvish, or if they're going to have to use Tim Hill or use someone else. And same thing with the Phillies. Can the Padres get to Wheeler early, and then it elevates his pitch count? Maybe he only goes 6 or something, or maybe it's somehow it's like the 6th inning and he can't make it through 6, and they have to go to Alvarado early or someone early, and then they have to use an extra reliever. I don't know. I think obviously, if the Padres can get to the Phillies bullpen and have to use someone other than Alvarado and Dominguez, that's a win. Same thing for the Phillies, though. If they can get to the Padres bullpen and the Padres have to use someone other than Suarez and Hader, that's a big win for the Phillies as well. Because like yesterday, the Phillies they went after Manaea. They got after Manaea again. My reaction to the game last night, it's available on podcast platforms and on this YouTube channel. If you missed it, I thought Bomel left Sean Manaea in for too long. I thought, okay, give him the 4th, but he was still hit hard there in that 4th inning. You had him get bailed out with the great throw by Profar on the Stott double. I forgot to mention that last night, by the way. The great diving play by Crony to end that inning. Then he brings him out for the 5th, and you're facing Schwarber, Realmuto, Hoskins, Harper, and you keep him in through Harper. I get the left on left, but it was clear that wasn't your best option, I didn't think, and I thought they should have started the inning at least with Garcia if you're going to bring in Garcia anyway in that inning. The Phillies got to Manaea. They got to that bridge guy, right? And the Padres, they ended up having that 6-4 lead, and then they lost the lead, and then they never got to their big guys, Suarez and Hader. Suarez and Hader, they're going to pitch today. If they don't, that's total failure on the Padres. So who's going to get to those bridge guys? Or maybe let's see if those bridge guys are even used today. I think that's something that I'll be interested in. So I went through the Padres lineup there. Again, no really big surprises there. You got all your big guys in there. You got your power guys, Bell and Drury in there. And see if they can get to Wheeler early. And then for the Phillies, Schwarber's in left, Hoskins at first, Realmuto's catching, Bryce is DHing, Castellanos in right, Bohm at third, Bryson Stott at short, Gene Segura at second, and Brandon Marsh in center. Something that's tough with this Phillies lineup. I mean, Schwarber with the home run, Hoskins with 2 home runs. Schwarber has 2 home runs this series, I believe. Realmuto, home run last night. Harper, home run in game 1. Couple doubles last night. Castellanos had the double last night. Alec Bohm, he's been struggling, but he can get to you. Bryson Stott with a double last night. Gene Segura. It was obviously the Gene Segura game in game 3. I know he had the error, but he came up with that big timely hit, so and good plays on defense. Brandon Marsh, he's hitting 9th, but he did hit a 3-run home run against the Braves last weekend. I think that was in the NLDS game clinching win, the series clinching win in game 4, whatever game that was. So everyone pretty much in that lineup can get to the Padres pitching. I don't think they will. Look, I'm very confident in you, Darvish. Again, it's Darvish and Musgrove. Those are the 2 starters I want on the mound in must-win games, and we have one of them on the mound tonight or today. So, um, look, you have Darvish on the mound, back against the wall. You have your best relievers available. You're putting out your best lineup there. What are you going to do? You got your guys. Now let's go get the job done. The series is not over. It's a steep climb. Right now, I can't expect the Padres to win this series, but I definitely expect them to put up a fight. I know they're going to put up a fight. They're not going to lay down. They didn't come this far just to lay down when they're down 3-1. They've been down in series already in this postseason. They were down to the Dodgers, came back, won 3 straight. They're going to have to win 3 straight here, but they've already shown that they can do it against good teams. They did it against an 111-win team. The Phillies are probably playing better than that 111-win team, but you got Darvish, you got Snell, you got Musgrove. So, and you got your best relievers. Just got to get the job done. To the chat here, Wolfpack says, going to take a miracle. It was a good season. Hopefully they build off of it. I'm not even ready to talk about, was it a good season? Was it a success? I'm worried about game 5 today. Down 3-1. Let's go win this game. Go 1-0 today. I'm not even going to be focusing on the offseason because it's not the offseason. I'm grateful to be here in this spot as a Padre fan, being in the NLCS. I didn't think that the Padres were going to be in this spot. But so I'm going to be grateful for being in this spot. I'm not going to, hopefully they build off of this. No, they're still in it right now. They have Darvish on the mound today. Let's go win this game. Keep the season alive. Christopher says, let's see what kind of fight the guys have left in them. Yeah, I agree. Not ready to see this magical run end. We need to do all the little things today, and Bowmel needs to make the necessary subs when needed. Yeah, you got to have the short leash. I like when he trusts starters, but if they don't have it, you got to go to someone else. This is a game 7 for the Padres. They have to win. Thank you for the super chat here, Alvin Kamara highlights. Let's go. All I got to say, yeah, let's go. It's time to win. Time to step up here. The offense stepped up yesterday. Let's see if they can do it again today. Attack early. Alex says, if we do make it game 7, the hometown kid can take us to the World Series. Anything is possible. Yeah, that would be a heck of a storyline. Musgrove on short rest, game 7 at Petco Park. Sign me up for that. Sign me up for that. That means that they won these 2 games and the series is tied. The Padres will have the advantage there. With bullpens, I would think. At home, Musgrove, yeah, they'd have the advantage there. Got to get there, though. Don't even worry about game 7. Worry about game 5 today. Down 3-1. Go win this game. Alex asked, does anyone know the current count for how many days Tatis has left? No idea. Not even focused on Tatis. Again, that's something for the offseason. That's something for preparing for next season. Right now, the Padres are playing game 5 today of the NLCS. I'm so happy to be in this spot. The season is not over yet. You Darvish, the ace, is on the mound. Let's go win this game. I don't care about Tatis right now. Sleepy Potato asks, with Soto's home run, do you feel like he will get out of his slump? I mean, there's going to be people nationally that think Soto hasn't had a good postseason. And yeah, there's been some times where he hasn't stepped up, but he had that big hit game 3 against the Mets. He tied that game 4, I believe it was, against the Dodgers. Game 2, he had that game tying hit as well. I think when they were down 4-0 in the NLCS here at Petco. And then yesterday he had the go-ahead home run, and Bob Melvin, I thought, didn't take advantage of getting another lead after choking a 4-0 lead, and he left Minaya in there instead of going to Garcia or someone else and paid for it. As regards to Soto, so my point is he's come through this postseason. What I'll say about, the slump thing, I don't know about that. I just hope that he's gonna continue that into today. He's putting good swings on balls. That's what I'll say. So, hopefully he continues to have good swings and take the walks when you can today. I know you don't pay him to walk. You didn't trade for him to walk. But with Zach Wheeler, I'm going to take any base runners we can get. And you have Manny coming up after that and Bell. I'm going to take the base runners when we can get them. So attack Wheeler, but if the pitchers aren't there, then take the base runners. All right. I think that's going to do it. Talking Friars pregame show. NLCS Game 5, down 3-1. Padres, let's see how much fight they have. Darvish against Wheeler, a little after 11:30 on FS1, 97.3 The Fan. I'll be back with the post-game reaction. Hopefully the season is not over when I'm talking. Thank you so much for tuning in. Go Pods. Keep the faith, everyone. See ya.